Today's episode, I'm going to be replacing this window regulator on my E46. Let me show you guys what's wrong with it. Yo, what is up guys? Nick Nakai here, Let's Drift Media. Today's episode, I'm going to be replacing this window regulator on my E46. Let me show you guys what's wrong with it. Alright, so I have not actually replaced regulator / motor on this vehicle in specific, but I have done it on multiple other cars and multiple other BMWs at work. So this will actually be kind of a new learning experience to me, but it should be the same process, so bear with me. Hope you guys can learn how to do your window regulator too. So let's get started. So before we get started with this video, let's go ahead and go over the tools you will need before doing this job. 10mm T20 Torx bit, a razor blade, an 8mm socket, and a pocket screwdriver. That's really all you need. 8mm, preferably magnetic. T20, obviously most likely going to be a 1/4 inch, and the 10mm. Also preferably with impact guns to make this job go a lot smoother. The thing goes and of course your window regulator. Alright, so right here we have the driver front door window regulator. As you guys can see, it is just getting trashed. Haven't rolled the window down just because of this reason. It's binding up. So I ordered a kit on eBay that came with the regulator and the motor, and it was like 40 bucks, because if you want to get OEM, it's very expensive from BMW. So I've heard a lot of bad things about ordering aftermarket parts for BMWs, but I'm just gonna try it out, and if it doesn't last and ends up breaking, then I'm just gonna go get an OEM one from work. But it's still expensive even with the parts discount. But anyways, to get started, first we need to pop off the door panel, but there's going to be one cover right here and another right here, and there should be two T20s or T25s behind there, and also this cover right here, you got to pop it off, and hopefully there's some screws behind there. So let's get started. You guys can see on this top panel, once you pop it off, there's going to be a couple studs holding it in. Just be really careful. Try and pop it off in 4 corners, because I actually just broke a little bit of the tab trying to pop it out. So you just got to be very careful. But with older cars, you're more than likely going to break something. But now that we have that off, we can take off the screws. There's going to be 2 more T20s or T25s right behind it, as well as the ones in the 2 clips underneath the armrest. So let's pop those out. Alright, so we went ahead and took those off. Again, that was one in there, one under here, one right here, one over here. I'm not 100% sure if those are the only screws holding it on, but I'm just going to start prying away and popping some of the clips of the door panel off and take it from there. One more clip on there. This is going to be the little ring that sits around the door lock. Make sure you pull that off too. So, started popping it off. Just kind of put your hand right here. You can put your knee right here. Just give it a good pull. You'll hear a couple clips pop. Upon removing it, felt like it was still pretty tough. Felt like another screw was in there. Just shoved a pocket screwdriver under here to lift this mirror position control up. And there's another T20 located in there. So I believe that's the last one. And then this door panel should pop straight off. So once you take that off and unplug the mirror, it should look a little bit like this. It's still not fully ready to come off. You can look in there You got the cable for the door handle itself, and then also another connector that runs to the speaker. It's kind of just clipped into the door panel itself, so I'm going to pop those off, and this cable, and it should pop right off. Alright, now that I have the door panel off, I can kind of show you guys what I was talking about. This is the door handle cable. You just kind of pull it from this side, and it'll unhook right there. This is the wire harness. It's gonna have a couple tabs. Another one got broken because this plastic is super brittle, but it's an old car. So this wire goes to the mirror control switch. We have this one going to one of the door speakers, and this one goes to the bottom door speaker. This one's the only one where you have to squeeze the tabs to actually pull it out. These other two, they just kind of yank out. So don't grab it by the wire, see if you can grab it by the connector itself. Just give it a good tug and it should come out. This is the inside of the door panel. Obviously where the door handle goes. This is where one of the clips was in that hole. Really helps if you have like panel poppers or something, but I happen to forget those at work. So anyways, now we can get started with the next step. Alright, once you're at this part of the process, you're going to want to unbolt these 10s right here that hold this side door airbag in, and also unbolt this, which is another T20 that holds this module. I'm not sure what it's for in. And then we're going to get a razor blade and stick it in the back because you got to cut this insulation piece off. So you want to just cut it pretty nicely, that way you can stick it back on because it's just kind of held on by like some dumb tacky stuff. So let's go. Also keep in mind, this is one connector you want to be very careful with. Once you get to it, you'll see there's going to be a latch in the back. You just stick a pocket screwdriver in there and kind of pop it out, then you should be able to wiggle the connector out and be good from there. You just don't really want to fuck that up just because it's an airbag connector, so you want to make sure it's in there nice and secure. If you do not want this airbag light popping off, make sure you plug it back in the driver door panel airbag before putting the ignition on when adjusting the window height, because I did not, and this code is on now, so I'm gonna have to clear it when I go back to work. So just food for thought, guys, because you cannot clear that code with the basic OBD2 scanner. Once you have that off, obviously you can see a lot better. Let me get a light. Apologize for these conditions. It's just in the driveway right here, so just kind of had to set up a little chute right here. Show you guys, because I have too many cars right now blocking up the driveway. I need to get rid of some. But once you have it like this, you're basically ready to go. Now the regulator is exposed right here. It's going to be held on by one 10 right there, another 10 down there, one more down here, and one more up here. So before you take off those 10s, you're going to want to disconnect the window motor right there from the harness. One more 10 also right here, holding the motor to the door itself. And that's basically it. Actually, I forgot to mention one key point before you disconnect the window regulator. This is the time right now. Hopefully you can roll your window a bit down a little bit, just enough, because you want to unclip the window from the regulator itself. So that way you have the regulator free. So I'm gonna try and do that since the regulator's acting really stupid right now. I might have some problems, but let's see if we can get it down a little bit so we can remove that window glass. So I got the window cracked down a little bit, like that much down. I couldn't really roll it down. I kind of just had to manually press it down. But you have to get it right to this point right here where you can see in there, there's an 8mm holding the window to the regulator. And there's another one in there. So you kind of just want it in that sweet spot, then take out those nuts or bolts, and you should be able to kind of finesse the window glass out of the door. So this was very difficult to show you guys because I'm trying to film this myself and also kind of just learning as I go. But these little tabs are in the window before you pull it out. Before you pull it out, you need to kind of get behind there and squeeze all 4 or 3 tabs in so you can pop this red piece out. See what I'm talking about? Because if you don't pop those in, you're not going to be able to slide the glass out. So make sure you do that before you pull the window glass out. There's nuts in the back holding the screws through the glass, so I didn't catch that when I took them off. I just kind of unzapped the bolts through the window glass and these fell down in the door. So just make sure you get those and put them back in. They slide right into the plastic pieces through the window glass before you try and thread those 8s in. And with the new kit I got, it did come with new screws and the clips, the red clips that I pulled out of the window. So luckily you don't have to worry about damaging the old ones upon removal. So once you have the window glass detached from the regulator, you're basically ready to unbolt those 10s all around. Should be 5 of them, and the motor and regulator should come out as one. We're gonna have to kind of snake it out. I'm guessing through this big gap right here, because it's the biggest hole in the door. So see if we get that done right now. Window regulator and motor out. Usually if you're buying OEM parts, they're gonna sell you just the regulator, but luckily this kit I got came with the window regulator and the motor, so now all I gotta do is put the new part in the reverse order. So as you guys can see right here, this window regulator, just all kinds of stupid cables like coming out. Pretty sure the motor's still good, so I'm gonna hold on to this, but the regulator itself definitely was binding, and that was the issue. Here's the new regulator and motor. They even have it zip tied, so you know. Make sure you keep the X going. So just like that, kind of had it mocked up. Just gotta put the nuts on. Hopefully these nuts go on, because one of them felt like hella stripped when I went to remove it. But yeah guys, kind of only goes in one way, so it's really not that hard to do. Go ahead and plug the motor in right here. Then go ahead and put the window, feed the window in first, then install the new clips, or unless you're reusing the old clips, and then bolt it to it. Alright, so we got the window regulator all installed. Let's see. Auto down. Fuck yeah. So after you install the window regulator, you can see right here, let's get some light up in this bitch. Auto down works, but you go for auto up, does not go auto up. So you need to initialize the power windows. If you only did the driver's side, you only need to initialize the driver's side window. So first off, what you want to do is you need all the doors closed. So if you're sitting in the car, you can either close the door, or what I do, just latch the driver door. Go ahead and hit the auto down, so this should work just fine. Go up about 2/3 of the way. Then once you're at this position, go ahead and hold the auto up all the way up. Once it closes, keep it held for like 3 or 4 seconds. Then let go. Hit the auto down. Should do its thing, go all the way down. And it should be initialized, so hit the auto up. Just like that. Your window regulator is initialized. So I'm fucking stoked. I have the driver window now. Now all the windows work. Everything in this car fucking works right now. I'm fucking excited. Now I can go to the drive-thru without looking like a broke ass, opening the door to get my food and pay the fucking motherfuckers, so pretty excited. Really simple fix. This was my first time replacing the E46 window regulator. It's basically the same, like I said, on any other vehicle. The only difference is maybe the process to remove the door panel, remove the regulator, and initializing it. But if it's like a Toyota or anything else like that, it's fairly simple. This car was also fairly simple. Highly recommended doing it yourself, saves yourself some money. It's really not that bad. As you guys saw the tools I used and how fast I did it, it was not that bad. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned for more BMW repairs like this as I fix up this project car, even though there's not much left to get fixing on, but any little thing that comes up, I'm gonna be documenting it. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, possibly even share it with the homie if they have the same problem with their BMW. That's it. So I'll catch you guys next time. Peace!